Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we will presentation about present and past tense. And now I will present about present tense. Present tense has two different forms. Number one is simple present tense and number two is present perfect tense. Number three is present continuous tense and number four is present perfect continuous tense. Simple present tense is a verb tense with two main as. We ask the simple present tense when an action is happening right now. Depending on the person, the simple present tense is formed by using the root forms or by adding s or es to the end. The formula is for positive is subject plus verb, and for negative subject plus don't or doesn't plus verb, and for question is do or does plus subject plus verb. Present perfect is used to indicate a link between the present and the past. The time of the action is before now but not specific, and now we are often more interested in the result than in the action itself. The formula is for positive is subject plus have or has plus past participle. For negative is subject plus haven't or hasn't plus past participle. And for question is have or has plus subject plus past participle. Present continuous tense indicate that action or condition is happening now and may continue in the future. And the formula is for positive is subject plus to be plus verb ing. Don't forget to use ing in the end. And for negative is subject plus to be plus not first plus verb ing. And for question is to be plus subject plus verb ing. Present perfect continuous tense show that something start in the past and continue at the present tense. In the present time, when the formula is for plus is subject plus has or has plus been plus verb ing, and for negative is subject plus have or has plus not plus been on plus verb ing, and for question is have or has plus subject plus been plus verb ing. Don't forget to use question marks after question sentence. And for the next, I will move to Yuna.
Okay, thank you Tiffany Ramadana. Now I will discuss about example of simple present. There are four present tense in English. There is simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. Now I will discuss the first time is about example of the simple present. Sinta talks to Marge when she blah 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 happy. A was, B are, C is, D does. The correct answer is C. There are two subjects in the question, Sinta and C, but based on question that needs to be considered only the subject C. So the word of C is a singular noun and we can use to be is. Thus, example of simple present. Now I will discuss about example of present continuous. Sally said, now close your eyes and listen carefully. What blank 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 I do. Revan said, you are knocking the door. A. Am I doing? B. Are I doing? C. Is I doing? D. Aren't I doing? The correct answer is A. Why? Because the subject is I. The word I is the first singular noun, so we can use to be am. Then the verb is doing. Because in the present continuous, the verb of a sentence at by in. Okay, after discussing the present continuous, next I will discuss the example of the present perfect. Pagas said, you look so unhappy, Nata. What's the problem? Nata said, my father blah 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 his job. A. Has the lots. B. Have just lost. C. Has just lost. D. Has loses. The correct answer is A. Why? Because the subject is my father. The word of my father is singular noun, so we can use to be has. Then the verb of present perfect use verb 3. And the correct choice of verb 3 in the answer option is lots. Because verb 1 of lots is lose. Well, last I will discuss the example of the present perfect continuous. Echo blah 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 on his report for 2 days in a row without much sleep. That's why he looks so tired. A works, B is working, C has been working, D was working. The correct answer is C. Why? Because for 2 days in a row is an adverb for the perfect tense or the perfect continuous tense. The phrase "that's why he looks so tired" shows what is happening now. Then the right tenses from to complete a sentence is the present perfect continuous tense. And the word of echo is a singular noun, so we can use to be has been. Then the fourth or present perfect continuous use verb want plus ing. Okay, thank you very much. That's all my presentation. Next, we will move to Putri Habasya Lestari.
Okay, thank you Yunarni. And now I want to present about past tense. Past tense is a verb used for a past activity or a past state of being. The past tense had four forms. There are simple past tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and the last, past perfect continuous tense. And now I want to explain about that. The first is simple past tense. Simple past tense is used to talk about things that have already happened. The formula of simple past tense is subject plus verb to. And if you want to make passive simple past, you can use formula object plus to be was or were plus verb 3. And the second is past continuous tense. Past continuous tense is used to describe about the action that began in the past and continue for a short period of time after the action start. The formula of past continuous tense is subject plus to be was or were plus verb ing plus object. And the third is past perfect tense. Past perfect tense is used to talk about action that were completed before some point in the past. The formula of past perfect tense is subject plus had plus verb 3. And the last is past perfect continuous tense. Past perfect continuous tense is shows an action that start in the past, continued up until another time in the past. The formula of past perfect continuous tense is subject plus had plus been plus verb ing plus object. Okay, thank you. That's all my presentation. Now we will move to Lisha.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you Putri Hafsyah Lestari. Now, I will present about simple past tense question and their discussions. Number 1. I told him I blank 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 something to show to his brothers last week. A. Heard, B. Heard, C. Have, D. Have heard. Answer A. Why not B? Because has is used for the sentence simple present tense. Why not C? Because have is used for the sentence simple present tense. Why not D? Have heard is used for the sentence simple present perfect tense. The sentence about saw in the times last week, which means that this activity occurred in the past and has an connection until now. Hence, the most correct answer is A. And then example number 2. I'm sure I blank 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 him 2 years ago. A. Am seeing. B. Have seen. D. Have been seeing. D. Saw. Answer is D. Saw. Why not am seeing? If you use am seeing in the sentence above, then the correct time the verb is now or today. Because am seeing means seeing it now and not 2 years ago. Answer C. Have been seeing means having seen it from the past until now, whereas in the sentence above and the verb of time status and even that occurred 2 years ago. The most accurate answer D. Saw. Okay, that's all my presents. The next we will move to Camelia Ramayanti.
Okay, thank you, Lisha. Now I will discuss about example question of present tense and past tense. And the example question number 1 for the present tense is children always blank 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 their parents. A. Are loving. B. Is loving. C. Love. D. Loves. And the answer is C. Love. Why the answer is C? The answer is C because to be able to determine the right verb, it is determined by the subject. In that sentence, the subject is children, and children are included in the category they. Because children are nouns in the form of plural or more than one person. It is followed by the verb love. Okay, example question number 2. Blank 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 to temple every time. A. Does you go? B. Do you go? C. Are you go? And D. Have you go? And the answer is A. Does you go? Why the answer is A? Because for question that have subject I, you, they, we use the do. Question from while the subject she, he, it use the does. Question form therefore the answer is A. Does you go? Okay, this is the example question for past tense. And the example question is number 1. Yesterday, the student blank 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 the map of Indonesia. A. Learn. B. Are learning. C. Learns. And D. Learned. And the answer is D. Learned. Why the answer is D? The answer is D because for the type of the sentence, the simple past tense, the verb will be converted into the verb to. Next, example question number 2. Rudy, where did you go last night? Theo, blank blank blank. A. I do not go anywhere. I stay at home. B. I will not go anywhere. I'll stay at home. C. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying at home. D. I did not go anywhere. I stay at home. And the answer is D. I did not go anywhere. I stay at home. Why the answer is D? The answer is D. Because to make negative sentence in the simple past tense, you need the auxiliary verb did and the addition of not or no. Okay, I think enough. That's all our presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.